This week we have action from Galway, semi-finals from Waterford and Lifford, the big finals from Shelbourne and Thurles, and we report on the Greyhound Injuries and Welfare Seminar from Limerick. You couldn't get more sporting action in Galway this week, and of course the Galway Greyhound track had their big night of finals on Thursday night. We spoke to one man behind the race.
Well, my dad has a long association with the track here. He was constable steward for 40 odd years, retired a couple of months back. And Victor Chandler himself, his uncle Ronnie, has a long association with Greyhound racing in Ireland. He trained, I think, 3 coursing derby winners and 5 Oaks winners. So it was a natural progression for us to drift in towards Galway Greyhound track, and thanks for these, been a huge success for us.
And now it's over to Mal for the runners.
In Trap 1 we have the Loud Racing Syndicates. Joe's Lang qualified for the final by finishing third behind Chatting Home after a bumpy patch in his semi-final. In Trap 2 we have the Deal Rover Syndicates. Deal Rover, trained by Seamus Fahy, part of the Gemini Syndicate, whose horse Gemini Guest was second in today's Galway Hurl. Deal Rover finished third behind Castleview Lady in its semi-final. In Trap 3 was one of the big fancies for the race, Tanya Campbell's Chatting Home, a son of Larkhill Joe and Home Sweet Home, trained by Marcella Campbell, unbeaten throughout the competition and left his rivals trailing, winning by 4 lengths in a time of 30-24 in the semi-final. In Trap 4, the BRICKHILL Syndicates, BRICKHILL PODGE, trained by Dennis Hayes. BRICKHILL PODGE led virtually all the way in its semi-final before being caught close home by Chatting Home in the semi-final. Trap 5 is the Local Home, Last Invitation, trained by Noel Mullins and owned in partnership by Mr. John Jones Jr. and Mr. Jimmy Sheehan. This dog met a lot of trouble in its semi-final before qualifying behind Castleview Lady. And in Trap 6 we have the second unbeaten dog in the final, Castleview Lady. Unbeaten in the competition so far, this daughter of Stapler's Joe and Tracy's Lady, and in the semi-final recorded a time of 30-10. Here they come, away they go. A level enough break. Castleview Lady on the outside. Trap 4, BRICKHILL PODGE. It's going to be a tight run to the bend, and on the inside, Deal Rover. There's tournament over the bend, and Deal Rover gets through on the inside. Deal Rover is out in front. In second place, we have the outside Trap 6, and that is Castleview Lady. The inside, Trap 5, Last Invitation. Last Invitation, the inside gets to the front. Deal Rover, the outside. It's Last Invitation. It's out in front by 2 lengths. In second place is Deal Rover, and third, then is Trap 4, BRICKHILL PODGE. They're racing up towards the line. In front is Last Invitation. Last Invitation wins over Noel Mullins. In second place, Trap 2, Deal Rover. And in third, we have Trap 4, BRICKHILL PODGE. The result of the final of the Victor Chandler Dolly 550. First, Trap 5, Last Invitation, trained by Noel Mullins. Second, Trap 2, Deal Rover. And third, Trap 4, BRICKHILL PODGE, in the time 30-33.
It was a great surprise. I have only the dog of something around 3 weeks ago. We bought it from Martin Lennon. He won a race in KILKENNY in 2907, and we bought him for 2 friends of mine. And we actually didn't think about it, putting him into an open stake. But this thing just came up here, and I said to Oliver, let him in it if you're stuck. And he finishes up winning.
Thursday night in Shelbourne Park saw a huge turnout for the final of the Bernard Barry winner of 2. Ian takes us through the hopefuls.
Well, the runners now on parade for the final of the Bernard Barry winner of 2, 525. In One Nobody's Fool, Jimmy Gagan trains this one. A son of Lassa Java, Delta Flash, big early pace, a likely leader on the inside. Trap 2 is Fine Silver, owned and trained by Reggie Roberts. This a powerful son of Larkhill Joe and Newbridge Girl. He's won 2 of 13 starts. He has big pace throughout, and he could get involved. In 3, Zigzag Stewart, trained by Dolores Ruth for Liam Marks and Kim Kilkenny, a son of Druppies Vieri and Perry's Pusher. He's won 4 of 13, a strong running performer. He'll be motoring from the second bend. 4 is Carrageen Rebel, owned and trained by Breda Carroll. This is the son of Concord Direct and Carrageen Signet. He's won 2 of 7 starts. This is an improving type, not a forlorn hope. In 5, Coomount Flair, this daughter of Druppies Cool and Deanside Flair, the sole bitch in the lineup, owned and trained by Pat Merriman. She went up very fast last week. She led for much of the journey, but she is one of the outsiders. And Trap 6 completes the lineup, Ballantor Brave, trained by Graham Calvert for Richie O'Regan, a son of Just the Best and Sobbing Sal. This is a half-brother to the brilliant Brett Lee. He's won 5 of 10 starts, ideally drawn in the stripes, and certainly won with big claim.
Well, they're here now, well on the way for this €10,000 final, coming up behind the boxes, and away they go. And first, you showed it before, Carrageen Rebel going up on the outside. outside, number 6, that's Ballantor Brave on the inside, number 1, Nobody's Fool, and with the inside line, Nobody's Fool now leads from number 6, Ballantor Brave, but back in third, we have number 2, then Fine Silver, but out front, number 1, Nobody's Fool, here comes number 6 though, Ballantor Brave on the outside, but it's still number 1, Nobody's Fool, pulls out a length lead now, Ballantor Brave now challenging once again, he goes to the front by a neck, back in third spot, number 2, Fine Silver is closing, but around the final corner, it's Nobody's Fool now, number 6, Ballantor Brave running very wide, up the home straight, Ballantor Brave again, Ballantor Brave wins it, it's close for second, the winning time 28.85.
And the result of the Bernard Barry, winner of 2-5-2-5. Trap number 6, Ballantor Brave, showing guts to win it from number 1, Nobody's Fool. Back to third spot, number 2, Fine Silver. The winning time, 28.85.
Yeah, I think the dog ran a very, very brave race, aptly named dog. But coming up in the car, I came with the trainer and Richie, the part owner, and we was informed that he'd spiked his web a little bit, and so we was a little bit apprehensive.
But it got badly infected on Sunday, and it was on a poultice all week, and he just took it off yesterday. So we were only living in hope that he would run well tonight, but he ran above all expectations, and I'm delighted the way he ran.
Well, he trapped reasonably well and shown his pace on the outside. We was hopeful that he would just make the bend, and we think he would have done maybe around the 28.50 time mark if he'd have got that clear run. But he was just shouldered off a little bit, but showed great guts along the back straight and outran the leading dog coming round the last bend.
It was a big night in Shelbourne as the final of the BoyleSports Champion Stakes was run. The 6 finalists got ready to battle it out for first place, and Michael takes up the commentary.
And so the dogs on parade now for the final of the BoyleSports Champion Stakes. The winner here to receive €40,000. There we see number 1, World Class, owned by Philip Heffernan, trained by Pat Buckley. World Class is son of Come On Ranger and Queen Survivor. Powerful runner. He'll run a big race in 1. In 2 is Kennel Companion, Never Give Up, owned by PODGE Heffernan, the man who got the dog as a present after having a heart bypass operation. He got a flyer last week. Question is, can he lead his Kennel Companion to the bend? I have my doubts. Trap 3 is vacant, unfortunately. Velvet Commander out, so sympathies to the owners and the trainer, Fraser Black. In 4 is Disguise, owned, bred and trained by Reggie Roberts in Rathangan. He's a smashing dog, this fellow. He's won 7 of his 12 races, and he can do it from the front or from behind, and that's the sign of a champion. Smiling Man, owned by Neil Farrer from England, bred by Ian Greaves in Monaster Evan, trained by Seamus Graham and Ballymoiler. I expect a huge run from this fellow. I can't see him being out of the brain. He won't be up there early, but by golly, he'll be steaming home. And in trap 6 in this one, the wily Pa Fitzgerald, the handler of this fellow, owned by Patsy Byrne. Tom Sheboy, the son of Rio Ricardo and Ballymac Peppies. He has a perfect position in 6. He breaks fast. He stays strongly. He's an absolutely all-round greyhound. He completes a tremendous lineup here for this BoyleSports Champion Stakes final. Some of the dogs, one of them has crashed into the traps. They're away. And it's number 6, Tom Sheboy, at fast, but so is number 1, World Class. Racing to the bend. 1, World Class, and 6, Tom Sheboy. Disguise is in third. They're running around the corner. There's not much between them. It's 6, Tom Sheboy. Here comes 4, Disguise, putting in a big run. But look at number 5, Smiling Man. Will he get a run? Disguise takes over down towards the third bend. Number 1 is well positioned, World Class. Then number 2, Never Give Up, moves up. The challenge number 4, Disguise. Off the final bend, it's 4, Disguise. And here's number 2, Never Give Up. Coming up to the line is 4, Disguise, but Never Give Up. And Smiling Man. Oh, it's a mighty finish. I think maybe Never Give Up has just held on from the flying Smiling Man. Oh, what a finish that was. Oh, yes, a mighty race here. And the result of the BoyleSports Champion Stakes final for 2004. The winner, number 2, Never Give Up, owned by Padraig Heffernan, trained by Pat Buckley. Second, number 5, Smiling Man. Third, number 4, Disguised. The time, 29.90.
Well, Pat, how do you do it? Never give up. The most apt greyhound you train, in name-wise.
Yeah, he's a great dog. Great dog. I said during the week, your dad Michael rang me, and I said he's good enough to go on and win a derby. Either one of them, World Class is good enough to go on and win a derby as well. Going off the second bend, he was on the outside. World Class made all into the third bend. There was a lot of bunching, and your man Reggie's dog got away at the third bend. Your man came from 4 or 5 behind him, so he went brilliant. He's a really pacey ground.
Was an incredible performance, and of course an incredible story behind the greyhound.
An incredible story behind him. The man that owned Padraig had a triple bypass and came back from the dead. He's won 3 majors now since, so I think his heart is flying it now again after that. When he lived through that one, he'll live for another 25 or 30 years.
But he is some dog. I thought tonight he hadn't a hope there, the way he came at the end. He certainly lived up to his name, never give up. Who would ever think that would ever happen? And to happen to me, I didn't think that kind of thing could have happened to me. I'd have been happy enough to win a few races.
Now taking a look at next week's fixtures, and starting on Thursday, August the 5th and running right through to the 8th in Lifford, it's the Lifford International Festival and Sales Gala. On Friday the 6th of August in Newbridge, it's the semi-finals of the Texacloth Puppy Derby. On Saturday the 7th of August in Waterford, it's the finals of the Dairyland Cuisine Waterford Crystal Trophy Open 550. On Sunday the 8th of August in Lifford, it's the final of the Northwest Derby, while on Monday the 9th of August in Shelbourne, it's the Paddy Power Irish Derby Draw. For quick and concise information on Greyhound form and upcoming fixtures and a multitude of data, visit the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie. The crowds packed the Waterford Stadium on Saturday night for the semi-finals of the Dairyland Cuisine Waterford Crystal Trophy Open 550.
And so we're set for the opening semi-final. In 1, it's Aero Star, 2, Sparta Clio, Kilkenny Live 3, Charity Jack 4, Go Ahead Honcho 5 and 6, Dials Pride. Now towards Trap, Sparta Clio, the well-fancied bitches in box 2, breaks away well along with Aero Star as well in towards the opening bend. Dials Pride is running wide. There's a little bit of a problem there, and it's the White Jagger Kilkenny Live now that shows clear down the back straight. Charity Jack well in contention. Go Ahead Honcho is also there. They hit the third bend, and it's Charity Jack now that goes on by a length or so from Kilkenny Live. Go Ahead Honcho still there as well. 3 to qualify. They hit the final bend up towards the judge. It's Charity Jack that's going to win. Go Ahead Honcho second. In third, Kilkenny Live. The result of the opening semi-final, it's a win here and a fine win by Charity Jack. Second, Go Ahead Honcho. Third, Kilkenny Live. The time 29.93.
He didn't trap well. Showed a great run up to the first turn. Got shut off. Lost 2 or 3 lengths. Left back in third position, spin box. Ran a great race down the back straight. Got his opening at third bend, and he stays on strong.
The dogs are in traps now for the second semi-final. Icon Jim is 1, Dance Eleanor 2, 3 7th Gear, Stagecrafty 4, in 5 Mind Henry and 6 Mauritius King. Mind Henry in 5 got off to a flyer last weekend. How about tonight? Here comes towards traps, and Mind Flyer is out very poorly really, and it's Stagecrafty that's well in contention, but now Mind Henry improving into that bend. 7th Gear is there as well. It's the White Jacket of 7th Gear now that's in front down the back straight at this stage. On they go, and it's still 7th Gear. He's 3 or 4 lengths clear from Stagecrafty and pulling clear as well between the closing 2 bends. There's no doubt about our winner here. That's going to be 7th Gear up towards the line. A smashing performance. Dance Eleanor is going to take second. Mauritius King also there. Well, what an outstanding performance here by 7th Gear, winning in a new track record time of 29.52. Second, Dance Eleanor, and third, Mauritius King. New track record, 29.52, a magical time.
Yeah, I got a track record now, but I thought 5 was a danger dog coming in, but he broke her in front and it was all over. Even if he was second one down the back, I said he's still taking, but he's away in front and it was all over, you know. He's very good dog.
Michael Cronin of the sponsors and the racing manager here in Waterford, Michael Higgins, carried out the trap draw for the final of the Dairyland Cuisine Waterford Crystal Trophy Open 550. In 1, Charity King, 2, 7th Gear. In 3, Go Ahead Honcho, 4, Kilkenny Live, Dance Eleanor 5 and 6, Mauritius King.
A seminar was held in Limerick on greyhound injuries and welfare, and a number of topics were discussed. Mal spoke to Frank O'Connor.
There's basically a lack of knowledge in various areas out there, and from speaking to people at various stadiums all around the country, the general public, they're often unaware of different injuries, and they're often racing their animals when basically they could be injured and that type of thing. So Pamela Julian and myself, we put together a programme with the help of the Irish Greyhound Board and Pascal Taggart So we're really hoping that people learn more about their greyhounds and how to care for them and to give them the best possible treatment as such. Huge amount of work went into it. It took a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we would be very, very thankful to Shane Gearan, MRCBS. Shane was the person behind the veterinarians, and he coordinated all that area for us.
What I'm hoping is that with a large attendance like this being present, that they'll become more aware that there's a better opportunity for a better outcome and a successful outcome with surgery these days. And the big issue really is welfare, that if we can reduce the number of animals that maybe unnecessarily are being put down, that there is an option out there, that there are vets out there that can do a very good job in getting these animals back racing. And it's just putting new information that's available to vets to the public and making the public aware that there are better things happening.
The more knowledge you have of various subjects, the better for yourself. And, hopefully we can progress from here. And we also have a free session at the end of the day where people who have particular problems with their own greyhound or whatever, they can ask those questions, and hopefully they will get an answer and they'll go home and be able to sort out their problems and win their race the next night out.
It was a big night in Thurles for the final of the Red Mills and Thurles Co-op Tipperary Cup 2004.
The dogs come on parade now for our feature race here in Thurles, and in the red jacket we see Move Lace, well drawn really in Trap 1. This one a daughter of Top Honcho and KILKENNY Lace, owned and trained in Limerick by Rory Ryan. The worthy favourite is Weatherman in 2, unbeaten to date in the stake, jointly owned in Clare by John Duggan and Pat Jones and trained for them by Johnny Donoghue. It won last weekend in a great time of 28.62. Well capable of a big run is the white jacket belonging to Kilcarrig Zach. This one a son of Lockhill Joe and Kilcarrig House, trained by Anne Gilfile for David MacDonald. Next up it's CLUNE Pride, the local runner, one which stays on very strongly. Owned in Dublin by Matthew O'Connell and trained for him by Liam Harding, a son of Judicial Pride and Mary Parr. Now we see another one with good early foot. This is 1 Week Off, owned by Joe Campbell in Mountmellick and trained for him by Marcella Campbell. This one a son of Lockhill Joe and Home Sweet Home. And finally we have the other rebel in the stripes. It's owned by Matt O'Donnell, trained for him by his wife Frances, a winner last weekend in 28.88, well housed in box 6, a son of Staples Joe and the other Sonny. There's €20,000 here for the winning connection. The hare comes towards straps and breaks reasonably well, showing in front from CLUNE Pride in the black jacket into the opening bend. And it's Weatherman now that runs clear. He's going to be difficult to beat from here. CLUNE Pride second, Move Laces in third. But it's Weatherman, unbeaten to date in the stake, that has a lead of maybe a half a dozen lengths into the third bend from CLUNE Pride. Holds on to that advantage as they swing the final bend. It's going to be Weatherman all the way up towards the final line, and it's Weatherman there. Move Laces second and CLUNE Pride takes third. And so we have a very popular winner to the final of the Thurles Co-op Red Mills and Thurles Tipperary Cup 2004 in Weatherman, winning in a time of 28.64, second Move Lace and third CLUNE Pride.
Dog had a lot of problems with injury. We brought him to the English Derby. He came back with a serious injury, and it was just sheer work with all the lads at home in the yard. And I'm so delighted for Pat Jones and John Duggan. They're gentlemen in the game, and for my own crew, without him this night wouldn't be possible.
It was only maybe a lint in the finish, but maybe off the second bend it looked as if he was home and hosed. Not quite.
No, but I can tell you one thing, I was having heart failure to pick up waiting for the result because I didn't know what was up at that stage.
Just about up?
Just about. I don't know what the official distance was, but I don't think there was a lot in it.
Good win. What's next now for Weatherman?
We always said we'd like to go to the Lords in Cork. Now whether he'll have something in between, well, we'll just wait and see, but I'd say the Lords in Cork will be his prime aim.
The atmosphere was buzzing in Lifford on Sunday night as the semi-finals of the Northwest Derby took place.
Now the hare on the way for this first semi-final of the Victor Chandler Northwest Derby. In 1, FARLOE Moore. 2 is the Burglar. 3, Inky's Dote. 4 Manola Farloe, 5 is Classy Show, and in 6 Job Comes First. The favourites in 4 Manola Farloe, very hot favourite to win this stake. He's out quite well, moving for the inside. Number 4 Manola Farloe with 3 Inky's Toad and 2 De Burglar into the corner. Manola he's just showing in front and he's very badly bumped, and this leaves number 2 De Burglar out clear into the back. From number 1 Farloe Moore in second, back to number 6 then Job Comes First back in third, and these are clear of the remainder. The favourites out of contention totally, knocked over at the opening bend, but it's number 2 De Burglar around the bottom bends, going on to win this one surely, owned by the Burglar Syndicate. Coming up the straight, it's number 2 De Burglar being challenged by 1 Farloe Moore in second, 6 maybe just holds on for third, but the winner number 2 De Burglar. The result of the first semi-final, the winner number 2 De Burglar owned by the Burglar Syndicate, second number 1 Farloe Moore, and third number 6 Job Comes First. The time 30:50.
We spoke to Syndicate member Cathal Curley about the eventful first semi-final.
Yes, Seamus McCluskey, a very good friend of mine and a fellow who's done a lot of the architectural work for the board, has an absolutely outstanding greyhound in Mineola Farloe, and he was looking very, very hot for the competition here tonight. He missed the kick and he got into a bit of trouble at the first bend, and I just hope at this stage that he's sound. He got an absolutely horrific tumble at the first bend, and I hope he's sound. He would have been very short favoured for the final, but that's greyhound racing.
Now the hare running for the second semi-final. In trap 1, Prince Adam. 2 is Ryan Crew Silver. In 3, the favourite Coulavani Euro. 4 is Farloe Forecast. 5, Kilford Kilkenny. And on the outside in 6 is Pete's Noble. The favourite in the white jacket, Coulavani Euro. Here coming up behind the boxes and away to go, not too well away. And number 5, Kilford Kilkenny is very slowly out. But it's number 6, Pete's Noble, showing fine early pace leading up to the bend. Around the corner from 4, Farloe Forecast in second. The favourite Coulavani Euro now in third as they head down the far side. But Pete's Noble has slipped clear. He's 5 clear at this stage from 4, Farloe Forecast in second. 3, Coulavani Euro now showing big pace, moving into second spot. But it's still Pete's Noble, a lead of 3 lengths turning for home. It's 6, Pete's Noble, 3, Coulavani Euros producing a big finish. It's still Pete's Noble. Here comes Coulavani. Oh, it's mighty close, very close. One for the judge as Coulavani challenges late. And the result of the second semi-final, so close, but number 3, Coulavani Euro won it for the Mulholland Taggart Curly Syndicate. Second, number 6, Pete's Noble. Third, number 4, Farloe Forecast. The time, 30:60. The final of the Victor Chandler Northwest Derby will be run next Sunday night at Lifford, the final stage of the big Anglo-Irish festival at the Northwestern Circuit. The trap draw has worked out in 1, Farloe Moore, 2, De Burglar, 3, Coulavani Euro, in 4, Farloe Forecast, 5, Pete's Noble, and 6, Job Comes First. Coulavani Euro looks likely to be favoured for this one and is the selection to take the €35,000 prize.
Next week we bring you the finals from Waterford and Lifford, plus racing action from around the country, so join us then.